Hello, I'm Michael Houston's CEO, and I'm here with my lovely wife, Tara Houston, who's the founder of Houston Consulting Group and Associates. And we welcome you to our Business Empowerment Series today. Very excited. We have a very special edition. But before we get started, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find us at Business Empowerment Series by HCG and Associates on YouTube. And when you find us, be sure to click on the notification bell so you get immediately notified of our upcoming editions, and go back and look at our past editions. We've had some great guests that really will inspire and empower you, and you'll definitely see this edition as well. But I tell you, I'm really excited because we have a very special guest today. Actually, a gentleman who I went to high school with. Alexandria produced some great talent. But I'm really excited. We recently connected with him and have him on this edition, and that's none other than Jay Quander, who's the general manager of Blackwall, Hitch, Old Town Alexandria, one of our favorite restaurants in the entire DMV area. That's DC, Maryland, and Virginia market. And we look forward to getting back there. But hey, we're going to go ahead and have a conversation with Jay. How you doing today, Jay?
Hey, I'm having a great day, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate you all having me on. Thank you so much.
Hey, it's our pleasure, And I tell you, I'm so excited that we got a chance to reconnect recently. I tell you, the last time we actually dined out, our family and I, was on my birthday, which was March 11th, my 50th birthday. My wife and kids spoiled me. And I said, hey, we got to go to Blackwall Hitch in Old Town. I love Old Town Alexandria, great restaurant, and got a chance to see you. We got a chance to reconnect after many years. And you running the show there, as a general manager, you took great care of us for my 50th birthday. That was actually the last time we've been out dining before the whole COVID pandemic. So we definitely look forward to getting back there. But it's so great to talk with you again, Jay, and learn a little bit more about your story. I know you got a powerful story. And hey, Jay, just real quickly, I just want to share with our audience. We have a lot of people that are watching that I know are from Alexandria, from the DMV area, and around the world. But you know, this is special because anybody who knows about Alexandria knows about the Quanders. And Quander Road, Alexandria and Fairfax County. So let's start there and talk, and let's go back to Hayfield. Talk a little bit about your family legacy and what the Quander family means to Alexandria.
So with the Quander family, we are one of the oldest traceable African-American families in the United States. So coming over here, I've been very fortunate to be able to know a little bit more about our lineage. And when we arrived here on the slave ships back in the 1700s, my ancestor, he was asked what his name was, and he said, "I am Quando." And so we originated in Ghana, part of the Fonte region of Ghana. And so we still actually have family over there, part of the Ashanti tribe over there. And like I said, we've been here since the 1700s, and we were fortunate also because we did not take a slave owner's last name, and it just got transferred from Quando to Quander.
Oh, wow.
And so our family historian, he's been back to Ghana several times and visited the family and what have you. So it's great to be able to pass that down to my kids also. I'm fortunate to have 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. So to pass that information on to them, so that they know their background, their legacy, and what have you.
Man, that is powerful. That is powerful. And tell you, I just learned a little bit right there about your family. We all know about the Quanders. Y'all roll deep in Alexandria,
right?
all over the place. But that's a powerful legacy that you're continuing to live on. And with all your entrepreneurial pursuits and what you've done in the restaurant industry, which we'll definitely get into because it's pretty spectacular, your journey to where you are now, running that beautiful restaurant right along the water in Old Town Alexandria. But I know, let's go back. I know we used to be on the gridiron together over at Hayfield High School.
Oh man, were we ever, man, out there cracking heads out there on that football field.
I know that's right. But you weren't a bad athlete. You actually went on to play football as a scholarship athlete. So talk a little bit about, share us with your journey, coming from Hayfield and being a scholar athlete, going to Jacksonville State University, and then kind of transitioning into, getting into the restaurant industry. Talk a little bit about that.
I tell you, my journey was a little unorthodox, Mike, because for me, when I actually applied at college, my parents had no idea I had even applied to college.
Oh, wow.
And it was just one of these things, where I want to make sure, you know, like for young Black kids out there, you know, that they understand, or just young kids in general. You know, sometimes a conversation about college is not had, you know, between your parents and the kids. And that doesn't mean that it stops right there, you know, for a lot of these young kids these days. I mean, power, knowledge is power.
Right.
And I wanted to make sure that I continue to push forward. And I didn't want my career, my sports to end, you know, my senior year when I graduated from Hayfield.
Absolutely.
So I applied at Jacksonville State University in Alabama, and sent film to my coaches. Back then, Mike, it was I think it was a VHS tape.
Right, VHS or Betamax, yeah.
Exactly.
Right. That was a while back.
It was a minute, yeah. So I sent the tape down. I took my SATs, and I remember having a conversation one Saturday with my parents and said, "Oh, by the way, I have football practice. I got to be on campus August 15th."
Right.
Looked at us. They looked at me and said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You got to drive me off to college in Alabama." That was a whole nother conversation in itself.
Wow, I know it was.
Oh yeah. So we got there, and you know, they came in. We met with the head coach, Coach Bill Burgess, and great conversation. And we started, you know, the scholarship and talked about how that would work, and the dorm, and I mean, it was just so many moving parts. And for me, I mean, I was just like, oh my God. But it was fantastic. It was a great experience. The hardest part for me, though, was getting acclimated to, you know, from coming from Virginia.
Yeah.
And the school we went to, Mike, you know, being at Hayfield, I mean, I feel like the whole sports program, from female athletics to male athletics, whether it was football, whether it's track, I felt like we had a pretty tight-knit community.
Yes.
A lot of conversation, and we supported one another and what have you. And it was a little bit different when I got down to Alabama. Now, don't get me wrong, football is a religion when you get down there. I got 3 credits just for being on the football team. You know, I'm like, this is gonna be an easy curriculum.
Right.
But it was getting acclimated to the lifestyle and what have you.
Right.
And it ended up just being too much of a burden to me. And I ended up coming back. So I cut my career short, if you will, you know, my opportunity. I ended up cutting it short. And when I got back to the Virginia area, I jumped right in and started working again, got right back into the restaurant business, which, you know, I've been working in this business since I was 15 years old. Started off as a dishwasher and a busser, you know. I love this industry. And for me, you know, like when you're in elementary school and the teacher always said, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up?"
Right.
I always told him, I said, I don't care. I just wanted to be exciting, and I want to meet a lot of people. And I don't think that, you know, I could have picked a better field. You know, I absolutely love what I do. I love, you know, all the new guests that I run into and that I meet and what have you. So it's been very rewarding and very promising for me.
Wow.
It shows. I mean, just being there, seeing the level of hospitality that you have and how it really has translated to those who work under you. I mean, our server was awesome. We were greeted, excellent customer service. Of course, the food was amazing. But
it was. Oh yeah.
We have to say that part. But just everything, we can see the leadership in you and what you've done with the restaurant. So we definitely see
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. And you know, we actually had been there once before, and I think you were general manager at the time. Yes. You weren't there. Mm-hmm. And I remember we were sitting outside eating, and the first time we were there, and we just fell in love with the restaurant. We loved the ambiance right along the water, and I remember it was the day where I know they had fireworks.
Okay, yeah.
The display. It was in the summer.
It was in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably Alexandria's birthday, which is usually a week after the 4th of July. They do a big firework display.
Absolutely, right around that time, and so we said we had to come back definitely, and the time we came back was, you know, for my 50th birthday, and I mean, I couldn't have celebrated a better birthday than there. And so, you know, but interesting you said that you started out as a dishwasher,
right?
And busboy, work your way up to now pretty much running the show. I mean, for those who don't know, let us know, tell our audience, what does general manager mean? What does that mean as far as your responsibility, as far as running a restaurant?
So it's a lot that's entailed. And I feel like, I mean, if you were to ask my wife, she would say there's no such thing as a day off for me because I'm constantly working. Right. So I'm always on my computer, whether it's, you know, it's reviewing schedules and what have you. So my team of management, I have an executive chef that reports to me, and then I also have 2 sous chefs. They report to the executive chef. And then I have an assistant general manager, and then 2 assistant managers, and then 2 key employees that are like supervisors. So as far as like the operation, the day-to-day operations, it's approving schedules, labor management, making sure that our cost of goods and that our sales are in line with where they need to be, and making sure that the financial scope of the restaurant, that, you know, the landscape is where it needs to be. So this restaurant itself is about 13,000 square feet, 534 seats.
Wow.
And, you know, so we got, I got 5 bars in here. I got a number of dining rooms in here and what have you. So it's always a different challenge every single day, whether, you know, liquor, beer, and wine, or whether it's got a bar manager who handles that, but I still have to oversee that stuff to make sure we don't have too much product on the shelf. But then also the hiring of staff, nobody gets hired until they get my final blessing. I have to meet every single applicant, from food runners to bussers to servers to bartenders, bar backs, hosts, and then also the kitchen staff. So there's a lot of moving parts, you know, daily. Yeah, a lot of different things going on.
Wow. So at the end of the day, the buck stops with you, right? You pretty much run the whole restaurant.
And the mentality I tell my staff to do also, you absolutely correct. And I told them, it's like, you got to have that mentality. It begins and ends with me. And I was like, if everyone has a mentality, it begins and ends with me, there's so much that gets done and gets accomplished, and we're not passing the ball on to somebody else or punting it for someone else to handle something.
Right. Outstanding. And this, I mean, I think that's powerful in and of itself, not only for an aspiring entrepreneur who may want to go in the restaurant business, but for any restaurant, the fact that you didn't start at the top, you started at the bottom, you know, and work your way up. And I'm sure, and you can talk a little bit about it, but I'm sure you probably learned every aspect of the business from starting at the bottom and working your way to where you're at. So that way, you know, for the people that you're hiring and the positions you have to fill, and you know what a job is as far as if it's excellent or not, as far as somebody doing their work and what you need to make sure that that restaurant is operating in excellence, right?
The other thing that's great about it as well, Mike, is that I have empathy for every position because I've worked those positions and I know what they're going through. So like if I got a dishwasher and I know that they is grinding and is having a really long day, I make sure I go over and speak to them. And it's been many times where I've taken my suit jacket off, you know, and it's been a Friday night where I've taken my suit jacket off and jumped back in a dish pit with the dishwashers and start washing dishes. And everybody's looking at me, they're like, why are you back there washing dishes? I'm like, why isn't everybody else doing it also? How come we are all in this together and we all look good together and we all look bad together? So it's just the level of ownership. I want to empower people to take that level of ownership, you know what I'm saying? Because once we all support one another in the restaurant, I'm telling you, the restaurant grows that much stronger and we get that much better.
Wow, absolutely.
I see that. And I see servant leadership with that. And I see, you know, you're coming along beside your employees and, you know, you're saying that nothing is beneath you. And I think, once again, at the end of the day, because of that type of leadership, your restaurant is prospering because when we come in as you know, patrons, we're just receiving good service. We're being served by happy employees, you know, the business of happiness, you know, making those people around you feel happy. And so only thing we want to do is tell other people to go to your restaurant.
Absolutely.
And, you know, come back for more.
Right. I know that's right.
So we feel that spirit. That's what I'm saying. When it was very apparent when even the night we went during July of last year, they really worked to get us in because it was a crowded Friday evening.
You didn't have a reservation.
We did not have a reservation, which we should have. We know we should have. But we were like, is there anything you could do? Please, we really want to be here. And they did all they could to get us in. And we didn't even know you were even in the picture here.
Right.
Oh, I'm just telling you, they were phenomenal. Your staff.
That is awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. We love it. Now, Ty, I know you talked a little bit about your restaurant, but you got to share some more specifics about as far as what makes Blackwall Hitch Old Town unique. You know, there's so many restaurants in the DMV area. I mean, you know, you can throw a quarter in past 25 restaurants, you know, but what makes it special as far as the location, the ambiance, the food? Kind of get into that. Why should somebody come down to Blackwall Hitch for a dining experience?
Let me tell you, and you're absolutely right. The amount of restaurants, the competition is fierce down there. down here. And it's not only is it fierce for the consumer, going out to spend their hard-earned money, but then also for the labor market, because in this day and age, the younger generation, you say one thing to them that they don't like, they, you know what, I quit, and they go to the next restaurant and they keep it moving, and it could be a merry-go-round. So I make sure that every single day I come in here, just like you said, I'm not above anything. I don't put a title on anything. It doesn't matter that I'm the GM and this, that, and the other. That's irrelevant. You know what? We're all in this together. So this morning I was walking around the restaurant. I was sweeping stuff. I had, one of my employees had a broom. I had a broom, and we sweeping. I'm dusting cobwebs, and what have you. And that's what it's about. But the restaurant itself, the employees are happy to come to work, and they feel good about coming to work, and that is huge. I tell you, with the whole COVID-19 thing, it's been tough because of unemployment. Right now, employee or a former employee of a restaurant can sit at home and collect $1,000 a week on unemployment. And it's been it's been an uphill battle for a lot of restaurants to get their employees back, because their employees are like, I'm not coming back to work. I can just stay home, collect money, and not do anything, and make more money than I made when I was working at the restaurant.
Okay.
And
wow.
Never thought
about that.
Oh yeah. Well, let me tell you, I talked to a lot of these restaurateurs around here, and they have been struggling getting their staff back. And they asked me, they say, well, have you been challenged? And I said, I've been fortunate, because my employees came back, and even when we were closed to the public, before we could reopen, my employees are coming in, and they were volunteering their time to re-beautify the restaurant and get it clean and what have you, because they took an ownership in it and a stake in making sure that we were set and ready to go when we were able to open to the public, so that the public came in the doors and they feel safe. So it's not just about the safety of our guests coming through the doors, but also focused on the safety of our employees. And our employees know that they feel that they're a special part of what we do here also. Everybody is special to me, Mike, I tell you, man, because I tell them, without them, I don't have anything. I don't have a job. I tell them they make me look good. And I tell them every day, I say thank you to them every day. And it's about going above and beyond. And the way I view it is, my employees are my first guests. And if my employees are my first guests, and I take care of them, and I make them feel good, and I make them feel special, that's going to transfer over to my guests when they actually walk through the door, because my employees are going to make my guests feel the same way. And it makes my job that much easier. And all it is having respect and dignity for people, and treating people the right way.
Absolutely.
And critically important,
Absolutely. I mean, that's why you're having so much success, because, the way you take care of your employees, and then, like I said, those, coming in, volunteering their time to beautify the restaurant during this COVID-19, that's why you're blessed. And I can see it, through your spirit and your leadership, that your people are following you, with their heart and soul. And it permeates through the service that they give to, clients like us that love the food. So let's talk about the cuisine and the ambiance and everything. So get into that. So what can they expect as far as the menu and what to see, especially we're talking about summertime and things like that. So talk a little bit about the atmosphere, the cuisine, some of the events you have.
Absolutely. So I mean, when you talk about the views at this restaurant are absolutely incredible. So when you're sitting in the dining room, I call the dining rooms microclimates. And so when you're sitting in the front dining room and you look out the window, we got plate glass windows surrounding that whole dining room, and you're overlooking the water, you're overlooking the boats and the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. You can see National Harbor. And then when you're on the back patio or the back dining room, you get the same views, but you're getting it on the DC side, which is absolutely amazing. And the woodwork in here, the millwork is soft, it's elegant, but it's modern also. So you get that modern feel and that modern vibe. It is the cuisine itself. My chef has so much versatility. So from a soft shell crab sandwich, I had never had a soft shell crab until I started working here. And when I looked at it, I was like, I just can't imagine eating the entire crab.
Wow.
Okay. He put one of them in front of me, Mike. Oh, I like lost my mind. It's absolutely delicious.
I better order that next time I come. Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, you can't go wrong. So, and then we do fish boards also. So we do a rockfish board. We do salmon boards, red snapper. So you can get an array of seafood here. We got calamari on the menu. We have wings.
The calamari was on point. Yes, sir.
Let me tell you, the calamari this calamari is phenomenal. my staff in the kitchen, they do a fantastic job with the execution. We do oysters on a half shell. We get our seafood in 6 days a week. So it's coming in fresh 6 days a week. Oysters coming in fresh. We have 4 different types of oysters, from Chickadee to Blue Points to Blackwall Beauties, which are, just for Blackwall Hitch. So our vendor came up with this hybrid oyster, and it's just the only place you can get it is Blackwall Hitch.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when you look at, you go to beef, we have burgers. We have one that's called the massive Titan burger. It's a big burger with pastrami and bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, and a fried green tomato. I mean, it's a perfect hangover burger. Let me tell you, you can't go wrong. So, and then, our salads, we have a full line of salads also, from Southwest chicken salad, Caesar salad. You can do, you can put any protein on any salad that you like. Our crab cakes are phenomenal. Jumbo lump crab meat, coming out with corn salsa also. I mean, so the menu for just about everyone's palate, we can satisfy just about everybody's palate coming in here. Whether it's a vegetarian, whether it's a vegan, whether it's a carnivore, we got you covered. And children love coming in.
The carnivores here. So.
Right.
We got 4 boys, so we carnivore down.
Everyone's a carnivore.
I hear you. Oh yeah, and and then kids also. I mean, we got the flatbread pizzas also. So the kids love coming in, having the flatbread pizzas. But then, we got a lot of versatility in the bar also. We have we're bourbon forward. We have a lot of different bourbons. 20 beers on draft also. And then, like I said earlier, we have 5 bars in here. So I got my front patio. I have a bar on my front patio. So anybody wants to come in and just people watch and sit on the front patio, it's perfect for you. You want to come to the back patio and just hang out with the locals. You got all the, it's funny because on my front patio, most of the tourists are on the front patio because they have no idea about the back patio. And on the back patio, I got all the locals coming in. And so that's where all the locals hang out, is on the back patio.
Right. Awesome. Well, I tell you, outstanding. I tell you, it's a beautiful restaurant. I know we can't tell it all here as we wind up and everything, but we're definitely going to have a link in your information, a link to the website, so they can, go on there and, look at the menu and map out their next plans for their dining experience. And you're open for lunch and dinner, right?
Correct. And we do brunch on Saturday and Sunday. So we open up at 10 a.m. on Saturday and on Sunday.
Okay.
That's
awesome.
Now, right now, with COVID, are you all inside or just outside, or how is that working?
We actually have both open. So we have the patios open as well as the interior of the restaurant. Okay. And what I did was I went around, so me and the management team, we went around with tape measures and we measured everything out, 6 feet distance and what have you.
Awesome.
And we didn't do 6 feet from table to table. We did 6 feet from chair to chair to make sure that we had the adequate spacing going on. But then what we also did was we invested in room dividers. So we have these beautiful room dividers that we have in between tables and what have you. So it provides an element of safety, but it also provides the element of privacy for our guests. And I tell you, it goes great with our wood floors. So we have mahogany wood floors, and these room dividers are a mahogany in color also.
I like that.
So our guests absolutely love it. And just depending on what the weather conditions are. If it's too hot, then inside is a great option for you. And if you'd rather be outside and enjoying, I do live, I do unplugged acoustic music on Thursdays on the patio, on the back patio. And then we do happy hour on our back patio as well. So our guests come in, they love being out there on the back patio.
Okay. Outstanding.
I mean, I think it was the last restaurant we ate at pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, yes.
It may be the first one we
I know that's right.
Or during this time, because we're more open now to going out. We just haven't selected a venue. So you may see us very soon.
Yeah, I'll hit you up on the way. So.
I got a table wait. I got your reservation already.
Yes, sir. But hey, Jay, it's been a pleasure speaking with you and just learning more about you. And I'm just so proud of you as far as coming from, from the gridiron on that football field and hayfield to, taking your family legacy, the Quander family, and just going from that to now, running the show, being the general manager of one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best restaurants in all of the Capital Region area, Blackwall, Hitch, Old Town Alexandria, just a superb restaurant. We'll definitely be back. Our viewers, I encourage you to check it out. check out the link here in this post. And you know, say hi to Jay when you're there. Let him know you saw his edition, and you know, if he's there, I'm sure he'll come out and shake your hand and say hello. But Jay, we'll see you soon for a meal.
Yes.
And listen, y'all are fantastic. I'm proud of y'all also. I mean, Mike is seeing everything that you have accomplished, you know what I'm saying, with your queen right beside you, and y'all just moving forward. I absolutely love it, man. And I wish you nothing but success, and just keep doing your thing, man. It's fantastic.
Well, we appreciate it, Jay. We'll definitely see you soon. And again, for our viewers, be sure to, again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's Business Empowerment Series by HCG and Associates. You'll definitely be able to see this and check out all of our editions and get notified for future editions. Click on the notification bell, okay? All right, until then, next time we see you, Jay, take care. And we'll be in touch.
Sounds good, man. Y'all take care. Have a good one.
Right, take care. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Okay.
Oops.